like delicious.
Whiskey burns enough. As
I'm drinking vodka disguised in a club soda bottle.
Very nice. Neo says you're going to die, Chris.
Who did?
Neo Gambit.
Oh, right on. So, boys, what are we drinking outside of our shots here? I know you guys have some beers in your hand.
I'm drinking beer from. It's
you guys
the
audio
beer I grew up on. So, what's that?
Your audio's in and out.
In and out.
So, boys, what are we drinking outside? Oh God. Well, you guys carry the show, and I will fix it.
Okay. Mikey, what are you drinking?
I have an Imperial IPA from Worthy Brewing out in Bend, Oregon. It's 5%. Hammy says it's their best one they have, so we'll see how it goes.
It is.
I'm not drinking beer. I'm just drinking the Fireball. 5 shots is good enough for me, so.
Yeah, we'll see.
Amy, you got a beer?
I do. I have Ninkasi's. The devil went down to Oregon. Stop moving, camera. Fuck off, camera. This camera's an asshole. Anywho, it is a Imperial dark rye beer. Never been a huge fan of rye, but the name got me. And I've only had one drink so far, but it smells and tastes delicious.
Yeah, I am envious, that's for sure.
It's different.
So since Chris is out with Matt trying to fix their shit because they suck,
they're having gay
we'll
sex
go
together,
straight into we'll go into the what you have been playing, but also what this inquires is another shot because it's a new section.
Hope you know this means when Chris gets back, he's gonna have to take 6 straight shots.
That'll be hilarious. So let's do that. But we can continue while you guys are pouring your shots and hopefully waiting for Chris. I've been playing Battlefield Hardline very slightly, and I played some of the single player on Happy Wars to get all those achievements that you guys told me about.
600. So easy.
Honestly, that's all I have played this entire week. I've spent most of my time watching TV or reading comics, so that's all I've played. Hammy, what about you?
I've been playing a lot of Battlefield 4. Me and Mikey have been balls deep in it lately. Yeah, and he, a while ago, had purchased some of the map packs for Battlefield, so I was able to get those since we are linked, and then we've been playing the shit out of that.
What expansions?
I purchased... A Naval Strike.
That's the best
and there's
one.
2 other ones. Yeah, that one's fun as shit. It's great. State of Decay, which I'll dive into a little bit later. I tried to dive back into some Walking Dead. And I'll probably think of something else later, because that's usually what I do.
Yep, you're going to.
Happy Wars.
Yeah, I've been playing
Castle Storm.
Also played some Borderlands 2 with Hammy and buddy Cody.
That one.
Yes, Castle Storm. Played 5-6 missions, I guess you would call them.
Yeah.
On it. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
So, that's what I've been playing.
I don't know what Chris has been playing.
Hold on. Of Light, Destiny Infinity 2.0.
So he has been telling me, Mikey, your audio is quiet again, that he played, Chase, his son, got Disney Infinity. Chris got him Disney Infinity 2.0 for his birthday. And what the hell did he just say? I didn't hear. Anyway.
Neo said he's been playing Championship Pocket Pool.
Oh,
It's my
gosh,
favorite
man.
game.
I bet you that's a great game.
He's pro.
But, yeah. So, he's been playing that. He said it was okay, just interrupt the podcast. It's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Sorry,
Fucking
sorry.
asshole.
But, yep, Chris has been playing some Disney Infinity like a little child, and he said it's a lot of fun. Oh my gosh. 2 shots was too many already. Hey, Chris,
Call me
we're
on the
about to
Xbox.
take another shot, so we need you here.
Nope, call me on the Xbox, and then I'll take a shot.
You're gonna have to take 2. But yeah, so
Worthless.
that's what he's been playing. Matt is our PS4 kind of guy. He's been playing Bloodborne, which I've been constantly asking him about, and he just keeps saying it's amazing. It's a little bit daunting at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's so much fun. He's been playing a little bit of Danganronpa, another one of those games that I really, really, really want to play. It's a Japanese, it's a JRPG. You're this guy who's basically a lawyer, and you're going through cases, solving them. So it's actually really, really freaking cool, and I want to play that too. But that's what Matt's been playing. We're going to jump over to what you have been watching, which will be another shot, but we're waiting for freaking Chris. Are you calling him, Mikey?
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying.
I've been watching again Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I finished Daredevils. I started
Daredevil's
watching
plural?
some...
There's 2 of them?
Or, excuse me, Daredevil. And I started watching the X-Men movies because I haven't seen those, and I went to the movies and saw Age of Ultron.
Like an asshole. Oh, hi,
Which-
Matt.
Oh, there's Matt.
Hi,
Sorry, guys.
we're back.
So, yep, that's what I've been watching. I think we'll go into the Avengers a little bit more here in a minute, but yeah, Chris, what have you been watching?
Oh, I'm trying to get caught up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Let me back up so I don't hug the camera. I'm going to take a shot right now.
L'chaim.
Watch the Avengers 2, which is the best movie I've ever seen in my life. Game of Thrones, I'm
Assholes.
trying to get caught back up with that. And Flash, of course. Keeping up with Flash and Gotham. So good.
Is it? I haven't watched the past 2 weeks. I'm kind of behind. I'll probably
Yeah,
You're
watch it
missing
tonight.
out on a lot.
I was
Okay.
going to ask if that the series finale was any good. Chris, did you see it?
It wasn't the series finale, just like you're
Or
waiting
not
on
the
Agents
series
of
finale,
S.H.I.E.L.D.
season.
I think the season finale is next week. With Grodd. It wasn't Grodd it probably airs this week, and
I was
watched
talking about
last week's
Gotham,
episode.
sorry.
Oh. If that was the season finale, it's pretty weak. So I don't think I've seen it yet.
Okay.
I'm guessing next week.
Did you guys already talk about what you've been playing?
Yeah,
and we kinda talked
kind
about
of
it for
filled
you.
in for you guys. If you want to jump in and kind of explain a little more, you can, but
Matt, you first.
What we've been playing?
Yep.
I've been playing Bloodborne, as always. I just actually beat 2 bosses that I was stuck on today. It was incredible. Amazing game. Gosh, some of those bosses are so hard, and when you beat them, you feel so accomplished. And I've also been playing Danganronpa on my PS Vita. If I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know. But it's a
Close
fun,
enough.
weird, quirky Japanese game.
And I wanted to
Awesome.
expound on Disney Infinity. So apparently I'm a 6-year-old. This game is so fucking fun. So I have a kid which puts a different skew on it, and I've been looking for a Minecraft killer because I know a lot of people are into that game, but I get bored as shit playing it. But we picked up Disney Infinity, and unlike your Skylanders, when you buy these characters, you do not have to get a bunch of ancillary fucking keys and shit to get everything out of the game like you do in Skylanders. You just buy your characters and play what it has in front of you. The toy box feature is the main selling point of this game. You can create an entire... Sorry, I'm talking with my hands. You can create an entire world. You can go from Agrabah into the Wreck-It Ralph city, into like the Candyland area, into a major city like in Spider-Man. and battle each other all the way through it. So one of our favorite things to do in like Lego Batman was beat the whole game, but then at the very end, fly all your ships, attack each other, kind of play tag, do a bunch of shit like that. This is the entirety of this game. This is what the toy box is for. You can build amazing worlds and destroy them, destroy each other. It is so much fun, and I'm so happy to not have to play Minecraft. And to be perfectly honest, the little characters that we bought for my son, we have Spider-Man, Nova, Hulk, all the Disney characters. They look so cool. I'm all right with these being on my shelf. They're pretty rad. I'll show you guys the Hulk real fast.
Hey, Chris, while you're doing that,
give you...
Neo Gambit's asking, or Neo Gambit said, be honest, Chris, you spend all your time trying on Cinderella's dresses in that game.
Yeah. Was he on?
Yeah, he's on right now.
Are you playing with me? Are you Butt Farmer 94, Neo Gambit? Is that you? There's Hulk. And then here's Stitch.
It would be cool if your
so
video
cool.
looked halfway decent.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys look
Yeah, well, it gives you an idea.
Really do look cool. The video doesn't do it justice.
Yeah, but you can be a dick about it. It's fine. So I just wanted to talk about that and plug this game. But as I derail the show.
Alright, so did we all talk about what we've been watching? Mikey, I know you didn't you talk about Arrow and Flash a little bit? No?
Oh.
No, yeah, that's just what I've been watching is mostly just keeping up on Arrow and Flash. Again with Hammy. I have not caught up on Gotham the last 2 weeks, so I have a bunch of other shows outside of that, but those are the ones that really pertain to what we're doing here, so.
Well, Matt?
I've been watching Daredevil. It's awesome. I'm probably 5 episodes in, and I'm loving it.
It is good. I did finish that, so I was pretty happy with it. Alright,
I'm
so
still
we're
like
going to move on.
I haven't watched in a while.
You should watch it. It's
Awkward silence.
Hey there.
So we'll move on
Alrighty.
to comics, what we've been reading, which also requires another one of these.
Shit fuck.
Yeah.
Nipple
The
sex.
good news is we're over the hump after this, so.
The bad news is, once I get over the hump and have the other two, I'm probably just going to want to finish the rest of this, so.
Here's these. Here's heavy.
Margaret Thatcher.
On a cold day?
Forget
On a
that.
cold day.
Hey,
Oh, that was too much.
So, I have been reading a little bit more AVX. I'm not done with it like some other people in this group, but I have gotten over halfway through the entire story arc, and it's really, really good. I like how you have both sides of it with like the Avengers. It is like the heroes versus the mutants. And there's one big event happening, and they both want to do something totally different. And the twists that come from, you know, in between everything, it's really good. I apparently haven't even gotten to the what the fuck moment part yet, but I am looking forward to that. It is such a good book. I'm ready to finish that and move on to the all-new X-Men, which is Chris had suggested. And is kind of like next up in that as far as the timeline goes. But that's what I've been reading this week. Cammy, what about you?
I've been reading a lot. I've been reading Invincible, Cable and Deadpool, AVX, and I finished AVX. I've been reading a little bit of the A+X, which is kind of like the after series that they do after that. I think that's about all I've really read, though. It's been a good week of reading.
I finally picked back up Green Lantern New 52, Volume 5. Got a little bit further into it, but nothing new to report on it, so just something I picked up again.
Wait.
Chris or Matt?
Yep, I've been reading Moon Knight. Or actually, just finished the first trade paperback of Warren Ellis's Moon Knight, which I had really high expectations for this, especially being Warren Ellis, who's an excellent writer. I like the art style in this book a lot. It's very gritty. Reminds me of like a cop drama, which is how it starts out. Those of you who don't know who Moon Knight is, he's an ex-SHIELD agent who died, and an Egyptian god inhabited his body, resurrected him. So he's sharing his body with an Egyptian god with, like, as of this book, 5 different personalities that lend itself to different battle styles and becoming like Sherlock Holmes. It's very similar to like Five Ghosts, what I've been reading. The only problem that I have with this book is that all the single issues that make up this book are beginning, middle, and end stories. There's nothing really congruent throughout the book. There's no like underlying, villain that's behind the scenes. It's just he sees this one guy, he battles him, he dies within 3 pages, and then that's it. There's just a mild build-up to it. So it just goes on and on like that, throughout all the single issues that make up this book. So I honestly don't recommend it. I mean, if you can get it on like Marvel Unlimited and just read it that way, that's great. It's not worth buying. But I was really anxious to get into some Moon Knight before Telltale picks him up. But
do you know what agent he is?
No, it shows he has an old agent card that has a number on it, but it doesn't give a name.
What
if
number?
Somebody is going behind his back to find out who he is and try to kill him. But yeah, he doesn't get very far.
You don't know what number it is off the top of your head?
No, it's like 9 digits long.
Oh.
Well, I can't quite remember that.
I'm sure you can Google it and find out. It gives his name in the book. I just forget what it was because it really wasn't important to the story at all.
Gotcha. All right, Matt?
I read Daredevil. I believe it's called Guardian Devil, by Kevin Smith. Wrote it, and the guy that does the art is completely Joe Quesada. And I loved it. I thought it was great. Kevin Smith, it's the first comic that I've read of his. I think it's only comic. I'm not exactly sure.
He did Green Arrow, or Green Hornet, excuse me.
Okay. Well, it was amazing. He definitely added in his own style of, like, Catholic. It definitely had a dogma feel to it. Lots of angels and devils, and it was kind of surreal in that sense, but it was really, really well written. Last issue is just brings out this character that's mastermind behind it all. I won't give it away, but it's amazing. Highly recommend it.
And they say that the turning point with Daredevil was this Kevin Smith run, where Daredevil kind of needed some legs, somebody to take him go in a new direction to where he's not just this guy who's constantly being beaten down and all that shit. And Kevin Smith is the one that breathes life into him. And then the writers after this particular run, take it from there. And Daredevil's been great since. But
so good. I
want to read it.
You guys should. You can borrow it. Definitely.
Perfect.
Very, very, very nice. So to get to know the crew segment, we never really came up with a question, but I will go ahead and throw one out there, and it's super, super generic. But everyone list off your favorite superhero. I'm not going first.
Deadpool. I win.
Chris, what's yours?
Oh, that's really tough. I like Nightwing. I like Nightwing because he is essentially Batman's protege without all the psychological damage. He has a bright outlook on life. He brings hope. Very similar to what Mikey's holding up.
Yep, this is
Matt?
mine.
Green Lantern.
Yup.
Is that right?
Why do you
That
like
was
Green
yours.
Lantern, Mikey?
Why not?
Okay, fair enough.
No, I like the whole idea of everything with the rings and different emotional spectrum, if you would call it, you know. So that's what really draws me to that, and so I find it very interesting. Different than just the, you know, ooh, I have powers from another planet. I have a suit. I'm Iron Man. I rage out. I'm Hulk. You know, it's more depth, I think.
And
Legit.
to kind of go along with that, mine would have to be Captain America because he is a super soldier. He doesn't have like I can shoot lasers out of my eyes or, you know, whatever. He has a shield that's made of this freaking insane metal. And to top it all off, he was a part of one of my favorite time eras, being World War II, and he was a key factor in preventing Manhattan from completely getting blown to smithereens. So Captain America is by far my favorite superhero, and that is a recent revelation for me watching those just recently. He's a fucking badass, and even at the beginning of the new Avengers, some of the things he does is just insane. So he is by far my favorite superhero.
Why
I
don't
think
you
Matt's the
say?
only one who hasn't said anything.
That's because I kind of cut him off.
What did you say? Oh, Nightwing.
Nightwing. Yeah.
What about Hammy?
Yeah. What did Hammy say?
I said Deadpool.
You said
Because,
Deadpool?
come on.
Where was I for
Yeah,
that?
the shit
He didn't
he...
expound on it. He just
I
said
don't
he threw it out there.
I just said Deadpool,
Yeah,
yelled it out.
Matt's just trying to buy time.
Right.
Okay,
No,
I'll
I
go
already
with
know
Deadpool.
mine.
His
Mine's an
mouth
easy one.
is amazing. He's usually always seems like he's doing a terrible thing, and usually the background of it is something awesome. He's actually trying to be a good guy more than I'm reading. Yeah, he kills a lot of people, sometimes random people that probably don't deserve it. That's what makes him funny.
Fuck
and
those people.
The whole, yeah, and he'll take hits. He doesn't
What
care.
makes it
I mean,
funny?
he gets cut in half. He'll crawl around and just kind of pull himself together and be cracking jokes.
Murder
the whole
is
time about
hilarious.
it. It's so funny when he
Yeah,
does it.
guns
It
and
is
swords.
hilarious. He's got guns and swords, and his guns say like one of the comics I was just reading with Cable and Deadpool. Like the side of the gun's like bad guys on this end, and it's like machine gun killing machine, and it's like just awesome little details. And he just is always talking, and every person that he fights is like, "Why the hell do you not shut up?" And they just like, I would probably kill myself. They're half his villains are like, I should just kill myself right now and end this battle, and it's just great. So.
That's a good answer.
That's why I love Deadpool.
Matt.
Mine is Spider-Man.
Bwah, bwah, bwah.
I love how
What?
down to earth he is. I love how he's just fighting to keep his job and keep his girlfriend and, you know, do that whole thing. And he's been my favorite superhero since as long as I can remember. So, it's a pretty easy answer.
Fair enough.
Very nice. So coming soon. I don't even think we really need to cover
Hold
that
on, real quick.
section.
Just want you to know, Neo says I'm the one that brings the awesome to the group. Just so you know.
Neo's confused.
You know.
Hammy went staticky, and I think he said he had a cock in his mouth. I'm not quite sure.
Cock
But-
and bulls.
Going
Cock and
to
bulls.
the coming soon, we have again the same stuff. We're all just dying. Well, maybe not
Yeah,
all
oh
of
my
us,
God.
but me and Chris are dying to play The Witcher 3, which is in less than 2 weeks now. Old Blood came out yesterday. And what was the last one?
Project Cars. It's on May 12th.
Project Cars. That comes out in 6 days, on May 12th. It's one of those I'm kind of like deciding whether I want to do it or not. Like I'm up in the air about it, but
I played
So
the
let's take
original
another shot.
Wolfenstein.
You guys play it?
yep.
No.
The New Order?
The New Order?
It looks good. I was watching some streams on it earlier today, and it makes me really want to play the full game and then play the pre-sequel or the sequel. Sorry. Or whatever it's called. Fuck it.
So good. The original game was amazing. It was just like brought
wait, you've actually
everything
played
back to how games were. What's that?
Yeah.
You've actually played it? We need to have you elaborate on it because I don't think any of us have played it. We're shooting?
It's incredible.
I think Chris was premature.
Starts out kind of weird, but it's got just like a really weird alternate reality where Nazis took over the world, and the story, the writing, everything, and it's just great. You guys should definitely play it.
I will. I might be waiting for it to go on sale, but I will.
Well, it can't be too expensive now.
Like $40 right
It's
now?
still 60. Is it?
Oh, shit.
What? No.
Well,
it can't
on the
be.
marketplace, it was still
That was
60
$40
at least.
for a while.
Oh,
That's fucking
really good.
ridiculous. Holy
When it
cow.
goes on sale, you should scoop it up.
Yeah, I will.
Mikey, you want
I
to
guess
cover
new
the
one's
deals of the
almost
week?
as much as The game.
Yeah, I can. For Xbox this week, Castle Storm is free. Hammy and I both picked that up and played some of that. I believe Pool Nation is still free on there. Assassin's Creed Unity, $21.99. Far Cry 4 is $32.99, with the season pass being $20.09. And Project Root is still on there at $6.99. Those are your Xbox deals of the week.
All right,
What's
PS4 is still the
Root?
same games for the PS4. The free games are Guacamelee and Ether 1, as I was corrected by Matt. Matt, do you want to go into the rest?
Yeah, for PS3, the Unfinished Swan and Race the Sun. Race the Sun kind of looks like a Star Fox kind of game. It looks like a lot of fun, really simplistic. Unfinished Swan, I hear, is really good, but I don't really know about it. It looks a little slow and kind of storybookish for my tastes. But, yeah, it looks really cool. I mean, it's free, so you can't go wrong. And
Right.
Vita Hohokum is like a strange little colorful game with a snake. I don't know much
I
else
read
about
that
it, but
as
I've heard.
Santa Claus come.
What?
That was a
Well,
poorly
one
timed
person
joke.
got it. One person got it. That's good. All right, continue.
Murasaki Baby, which looks like a Tim Burton-esque, really dark, weird, messed up game. I'm excited to try it out.
Sweet deal. All right,
All right,
so
boys.
Chris, going back, you asked what Project Root was, correct?
Yeah, and Mike ignored me. Yeah, that time.
Yeah, gotcha. Basically, it says it throws players into the front lines of a rebellion to battle against a never-ending collection of enemy aircraft, missile attacks, legions of tanks, and engage in a frantic boss battle to strike the root of the evil Prometheus Corp. That is your
That
description.
sounds awesome.
A lot of flying and shit. So,
That sounds great.
It's like a newer version of Galaga.
yeah, more or less.
That sounds less great now.
Hammy, no
Yeah,
using
like
mooks in
Galaga.
chat.
Hey, I will use mooks whenever I feel fit.
Oh, jeez. All right. Fun news.
all right, so
Did we take a
yeah,
shot
we're going
for
on to
the
the
news?
news. So, Chris, we want to kind of talk about this since you touched bases with Moon Knight.
Touch tips with
Um,
I was gonna say little kids, but okay.
Telltale and Marvel are supposed to be getting together to make a game which makes Moon Knight their main character. This is all rumor. It's not confirmed yet, but a lot of sources are behind it saying that this is probably what's going to happen. What do you guys... Well, has anybody... Well, for one, me and Chris have played some of the Telltale games. I know Hammy's played The Walking Dead. I don't know if Mikey has played any of the Telltale games. Okay, so Chris, Hammy, Matt, I think you played... Yeah, I know you played some of them. What do you guys think of this being... Marvel being, like, introduced into the Telltale side of things?
Why the hell not? I think any storyline they can
good.
do that they can throw into the Telltale style is going to be awesome. And a superhero style one, I honestly don't know who Moon Knight is or even what he does. I know you explained it a little bit, but anything with that realm is kind of hot as Marvel is right now. I don't see how it could go bad or be bad. So,
Well, the nice thing about what they're doing is, I mean, with Telltale, they're able to walk you through the story that they want you to go through. Yeah, you have all these different avenues that you can go down or story trees that you can choose from, but eventually you get to the same point. The nice thing is, it is so brilliant for them to line up with a comic producer because they have an endless amount of stories. Not all of them are super, action-packed to where you need the dexterity of a character that's able to kick and punch and do all those things. Like Moon Knight, for instance, the first 2 issues of what I just read, he's being more of a Sherlock Holmes than he is a, Bruce Lee. He's working a case. He's figuring out clues. Even the way he attacks his first boss, he doesn't even lay a single punch on the guy and kills him before the guy even knows it. So with Moon Knight, there's so much versatility to where he can become the amazing superhero with his glider and the spandex costume. But honestly, the majority of the time he's in his white suit. He's helping the police. He's solving crimes at night because that's kind of his thing. He's the defender of travelers in the night. It makes so much sense in comparison to like what was the one with all the fairy tale characters? The Wolf Among Us.
That was
Wolf Among Us, yeah.
Yeah.
It is right in line with that, but with more of a mature story. If Telltale is going to evolve as a company and really, advertise or, appeal to an older audience, which they should, because mid-20s and early 30-somethings are their main market. This is going to hit home with everybody. And jumping on board with Marvel right now is a billion-dollar idea. So they can't go wrong.
There's just endless stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm sitting too. Like, if you're going to pair with anybody at this point in time, and you're trying to improve yourself as a company, if you can get Marvel on your side, you will not lose. Like, you're going to blow up. So the fact that they are doing Moon Knight, me just getting into the Marvel universe because I was more accustomed to like the DC universe, I have completely lost my shit. I am in love with everything that Marvel is doing. Yeah, no kidding. But the fact that they're going to introduce this character that I know zero about, it makes me really excited to play this game and learn about, this character's background, what he stands for, what, he's working towards, and me being able to influence some of that. So that's what I love about the Telltale games, is you can just influence the overall outcome, which is most likely going to be the same, but you can still put your own tweaks to it. So I see this game as being a huge success for Marvel and Telltale, and just taking Telltale to the next level. So I am all behind this game.
But out of all the comic companies, I will say that, yeah, the Marvel team-up is great. A DC team-up would be great. But an Image team-up, which they've already done with The Walking Dead, there are other comics like Southern Bastard or Trees or
Invincible.
Danger Girl would be fucking epic. There are even Lock and Key would be amazing, because these stories that are just more dramatic, or like Fatale, where they could walk you through a ghost story or walk you through a murder mystery, and the shit is already there. They just need to pull it off the page, animate it, and give people a couple of different options. I'm really happy that they're dipping their toe into Marvel, but man, if they really get into Image, it's going to be amazing, and it's going to bring comics to our consoles.
There's a lot of good storylines for Image, for sure. Like, I'm not denying that, but I'm saying that if you were to compare, in my opinion, this is just an opinion, if you were to say that, Image would bring on a bigger crowd than Marvel, I would say hell no. it doesn't matter which
Right.
character that you put into that game. That character that Marvel puts in there is going to bring a much larger crowd than what any Image comic could bring. I'm not saying I'm discouraging that company from doing Image comics as games, because that would be fucking awesome. There's a lot of Image comics that I would like to be able to, have an interactive peace of mind in. But I am definitely glad that they're going the Marvel route on this.
Yeah, and they'll have Marvel's advertising budget, which is also going to help them significantly.
Yeah.
I hope they lock that frame rate down.
I know, they need to lock that
Destiny
frame rate.
Let's talk about
Anybody
this
else want to
bullshit.
say the word Destiny out of their mouth? I don't really want to talk about it.
I've been playing it more.
I find this statistic really hard to believe.
Go ahead.
Okay, Destiny hits 20 million players. As in, turned it on once, or active players? I call bullshit on this.
3 months ago, they announced that they had 16 million active players.
Holy cow.
Yeah, I still know people playing it who are still
Yeah, I do too.
just get
I mean, you can. If
low-level
you have
rage
no
and I'll
trouble.
play it.
Which I believe it was
Yeah.
an amount of an average about 3 hours a day.
No. If you're doing a raid, that's about what you're taking. But I mean, something that I was never into before, or never even experienced, was if you have a raid crew of like 3 or 4 people, you just go onto the Destiny forums, and there's hundreds of people out there that you're like, that'll join your squad and do the raid with you. So there's lots of people playing it, and lots of people looking for teams and stuff. So I went away from her for a while, and I've hopped a lot back on the past couple weeks, doing the raids. We beat Crota on hard. It's been fun. I'm still excited for House of Wolves, so they still need to do something to keep us entertained a little bit more, like steadily, but
Yeah,
it's still fun to me.
Yeah, I think after this, I mean, this goes into a little bit different stuff with it, but some other stuff I saw is they are planning multiple raids for the future, but after this one, I think their next DLC isn't planned until September.
Hmm.
So, you're looking at another 4 months before you see anything.
That is ridiculous with how fast that their fan base goes through their content. There's no way that they should expect the content that they release, as far as their expansions go, to last 4 months. No way in hell. A week, maybe.
Well, with no raid
Maybe.
on this one, too.
See, and
Yeah.
this is something that's kind of, some people probably think it's a good thing, and some people think it takes too long, or they shouldn't have it out until it's done. They're doing a really good job at adapting the game to the way players play and fixing things that the community thinks should be there. Like they've added matchmaking to doing like the Nightfall strike and stuff like that. And so, I mean, maybe that's why I take a little bit more time doing things. It's almost like the first year of the game, which sucks. It's still fun. It's almost like a beta for it. Like they're saying the whole 10-year thing. It's like this first year they just put it out and they're adapting to see what people want, and then they're adding stuff slowly, which again is shitty, but it's making it fun, and they're trying to keep it so it works perfectly. I mean, there's still occasional error codes for people, but I think it's gotten a lot better. So
Nut, Mike.
we'll see how this House of Wolves go.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I don't know. But they're still
I
trying.
won't see how it goes.
So.
Destiny 2.
We got Jason into Mortal Kombat X. I haven't actually downloaded this, but I have watched his fatalities, brutalities, his X-ray moves.
Is it
He's
cool?
brutal.
Sweet. I'm stoked.
He is fucking brutal. It's awesome because, like, when he gets introduced, like, one of the videos I watched, he was fighting Goro. He's actually got a chick hanging off of a machete that he pushes off right before the fight. Like, that's fucking awesome. Like, he is a
I picked
big old
Jason in the
brute.
fight against Goro.
Yeah. He fought Cassie Cage in one of them, and he basically cuts her torso diagonally in half after 3 swings. So it's pretty brutal. I'm excited to maybe play with him, but wow, he is brutal. That's all I can say is watch the videos on his brutalities, his fatalities, and everything. It's fucking pretty bad.
Yeah, it should be interesting. Like I told you guys earlier, there's talks from the Mortal Kombat creator that they may do a Rain DLC. Another one they're talking about is Predator. Doing him.
Well, they will be doing Predator.
Yeah.
That's confirmed. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah, that one.
That's what I'm waiting on.
But yeah, Rain was talked about as a possible as well. So yeah,
that'll happen too.
On Chucky.
That'd be awesome. Short little character running around,
Chucky
biting your ankles and shit. Oh my god, that'd be hilarious. I'd play it.
That'd be good. Okay, has anyone else besides myself watched iZombie?
No, I haven't, and I want you to tell me why I need to see this.
Cammy?
Sell it to us.
No, just because the episode 1 wasn't there. On Hulu, it starts at 3 or something. And so I don't want to watch it until I can watch it on Netflix.
Okay. Basic rundown of the show. She is a medical assistant, not medical assistant, medical student. Goes to this party, gets, scratched. Apparently this drug is turning people into zombies. She leaves her job, leaves her fiance, blah, 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 becomes a medical examiner for the morgue. When she eats brains of a victim or person, they give her visions, plus she takes on some of their character traits. She uses that to solve crime, then partnering with detective and then the other medical examiner. They haven't really gone much. I've missed the last 2 weeks. I haven't caught up yet. But with that, it's just they're building the side story to it. I mean, they've given you the main bulk of what the show's about, but now they're starting to build the side stories. Shut the fuck up, Hammy. So they're starting to build this evil side. Apparently, there's this other guy who's also a zombie. They've introduced another zombie, so there's 3 confirmed ones, and so they're starting to do that. But it's kind of cool because they give some comic book-esque to the show, where some of the intros and outros make it look like it's a comic book, and then they got up in a corner it says
That's because it is.
earlier that day and this and that. But this is the 3rd best viewer and rated show that the CW has right now. Behind Arrow and Flash is this show.
Can't see anything that you're showing, Chris.
Yeah,
No.
sucks too much.
All right, it is
What
a
was
comic. It's based off of a comic called iZombie,
Yeah, I
which
mean,
is brilliant.
they bring that into the show though.
Yeah.
So
Sounds like a CW show.
it's definitely a CW show, but I mean, look at Arrow and Flash, how well those are doing, and this is right behind them. And
Nice.
they did just announce they're renewing it for a season 2 as well. So
Nice.
that's another CW show that has already been confirmed that they're bringing another season 2.
And I do
All
love
I
zombies.
want is Shield.
So I need to watch it.
That's all I want. Shield, Shield, and more Shield.
Someone's got an addiction.
Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. I thought this week was the season finale. I was really bummed with the way it ended, and I was like, "There's no way that could have been it." And then, right after the show, it shows the preview of next week's 2-hour season finale, and you're just like, "Okay, all right, that's better."
Mike, what show are you really bummed about that is ending?
Revenge.
Revenge has
He
one
said
more week.
it's so sad.
Revenge has one more week, and that show is being canceled.
That show is way better than Nashville.
Okay.
Taking a jab at Mikey.
Okay. Bye, Mike.
Mike's like, change subject. Red flag, we change the subject.
Now we'll just leave him out of the call.
All right, let's
It
move on.
sucks,
to what I'm really
that that's going away.
No.
But what that does do is that leaves that spot open for, I don't know her name, but the main character in Revenge, she's going to be coming back to Cap 3. So, okay, fine. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Are we taking our last shot yet? Or?
Yeah, sure. I have mine poured already, so.
I did too. I'm sitting there staring at it like, am I just going to drink it on my own? Or?
The last one, Chris, you going to survive? You're not even actually drinking when you do those polls, but whatever.
Yeah, you just put your lips up to it. He's such a good swallower.
You know what? Actually, your video was so shitty I couldn't see any of that. Can you do it again?
Matt can hear it guggling. Guggling? That's a new word. Go with it. Guggling.
I can hear the pain.
Normally the word "cum" comes before that.
It's true.
In Chris's case, yes.
Ugh.
Not fun. Okay,
So,
Oculus Rift. Fuck you, I want to talk about my VR.
No
Okay,
one was-
all right, you
Oculus
do
Rift.
that while I go take a piss.
Thanks for announcing it to the world.
We're in the middle of a show. Hold it, you vagina.
I mean, Mikey goes all the
Oculus
time.
Rift,
I'm sorry.
partnered with Valve, is going to be released retail the first quarter of 2016. This is huge. So we could be looking at a Half-Life in virtual reality, and it will also be able to handle you standing up or seated. So they've been able to figure out the bugs with their camera, which is the motion capture camera that they have, along with the gyroscopic shit that's going on within the
So you can
mask.
be seated, stand up without any sort of disorientation.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep, and they have not released the names of the games that it's going to be paired with so far, but we're expecting a higher resolution within both the panels. You have 2 separate panels for each eye. They are not going to have speakers built into the headset, so you can have your own external, whatever you got, XO4s or the new Turtle Beach shit. You can pair with whatever you got, which is totally awesome.
XO4 is Turtle Beach.
What class do you use?
What's the price point going to be?
They haven't released that yet, but you can get a dev kit for $300, so it's going to be roughly around that amount.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard it's going to be about as much as the system, so.
I've been waiting for this my whole life, and even the demos to where you're just walking around in Tuscany, that's a huge deal. The idea that I can immerse myself 100% completely in the game, ignore my family, ignore my job, I am totally okay with this. I'm willing to sell my soul to live a video
Mike will
game.
take that.
This
Takes that as payment.
So does
I'm
Chris,
beyond
though.
excited with this,
That's
especially
not
with
entirely
Valve.
fair for you to say just me.
You're more than him. so
But
that's fair.
Valve being so close with Steam, the idea that they'll be able to port over, a bunch of games over to this, and it means I have to buy a fucking PC, which is horrifying because it won't be an Apple product in my house. But
Speaking
it's
of,
going to
is
happen for the
is your
Oculus Rift. I
computer
don't give a
still
shit.
on?
Mine?
Yeah.
Is my audio bad?
Well, everyone's videos kind of suck
They're,
this whole
they're
time.
kind of jumping.
Your whole
Your video's been bad the
Pretty
whole podcast.
Yeah. I was just going to ask if that's still on or not.
But if
I'm trying to fix my shit. You guys continue talking. What do you guys think of the Oculus?
talking about Oculus, this is kind of like the first time I've really came out and really shared my true opinion. Don't even shut up, Mikey. I don't even like the smirk that you're giving.
You don't know me. You can't see me.
I don't believe Oculus or whatever virtual reality headsets come out in the next few years are going to be the next step in gaming. I think it will be one of those things that gets glossed over. I mean, yes, it's cool, but is everyone going to spend as much as they spent on their console to have something that is so limited? No, people aren't going to do it. It is cool, but it's not cool to the point of me going, I need to have this, I must have this. I want to try it, that's for sure, but I don't want to sit here and spend $300 to $700 on something that's just a virtual reality headset that won't have anything for me to like, I'd have to buy a completely different unit to have like movement if I wanted to play something like Call of Duty or anything like that. I think this is a premature shot fired. I don't think that this generation of virtual reality headsets will be what everyone wants them to be.
Who owns Oculus?
It's a step, though. I mean,
It doesn't matter who owns it. It's a matter of who's
Facebook.
going to support it and what kind of games are going to be on it and how they're going to be played. And right now,
Games are
with
gonna be
how they're
shit.
going to be played and what is supported by them, they're not going to be great.
but it's a step.
They're already
It has to be
talking
taken
about
at some point. They have
partnering
to stop
up
making
with
money off of it.
Yeah, it's a start, like I said, but I do not think it's what everyone believes it's going to be. It's not going to be the blockbuster hit. It's going to be a step, exactly what you said. It's going to be a step forward. This is what we got to improve on, like by leaps and bounds, because this is not what it should be.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
possible,
but yeah,
but
that's-
I like the idea that
yeah.
it's already in development and they're already looking at partnership with pay-per-view. Imagine yourself on the 50-yard line of a San Francisco game every Sunday with your Oculus on with a 360 view.
Yeah, and that would be
And Michael
awesome.
Ducey
Don't
staring
get
at
me
the shit
wrong.
next to him
That
the
would
whole
be
time.
awesome. That would be awesome until I realize that I'm paying ticket prices
Hold on.
for not going to the game and watching it through a video camera as opposed to actually going to the game, because I can, and you should be able to as well, Chris, considering you've been to a couple Oregon games. Being there as opposed to watching it from a video camera are two totally different experiences. And I do agree that they can do some really cool things with Oculus Rift, but if I'm buying an Oculus Rift, I'm buying it so that I can not only have access to cameras and whatever, but to play it with my game console. And if I cannot do that, and I'm limited to a certain amount of games, and how I play those games is limited, then I'm not ready to invest in it yet.
That's a
See,
good point.
but I agree with you on that. But at the same time, they have to start somewhere. And I know they're not going to have a lot of games, but how else
I'm not
are they
saying
going to
don't
get
start.
somewhere? No, I know, but how are they going to get anywhere
They
unless
did.
people are actually buying it, putting money into it? And then I'm not
Put that
saying like
shot
they're going to have a
fire.
whole new headset the next couple months. They're going to come out with more content if people are paying for it. So I mean, if it's something that you do want eventually, you got to at some point invest in it.
Right, but at the same time, you can do something like a Kickstarter program as opposed to a full launch release, because it's going to cost your company a lot less. And you're going to be able to take the money that you do fundraise and put out a product that is completely finished that you will make more money on because more people are satisfied with your product.
Facebook A is not worried about money. My whole thing is I
Yeah.
want to buy it because I want to support this technology. I like the idea of immersive gaming. And I've already seen what they're able to do with Team Fortress with their running pad, to where you legitimately have a gun in your hand. The crosshairs modified. They did this with Oculus Rift. The gun
But it's a
and the
totally
crosshairs.
separate piece. It doesn't come with the headset. You have to buy this completely separate from the headset.
Right, I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying that I'm willing to support this technology because I would buy that. The idea that I can have a immersive game, which it would be totally different than just plugging in, playing in my console with a handheld. This is, I'm inside of Call of Duty, or I'm inside of, Team Fortress. I'm the one ducking behind the pillars or ducking behind the crates and things like that, playing with my friends. I mean, it's borderline playing paintball out in the fucking woods with my friends. I love that idea. I'm willing to support that technology. What I want to see is a surge of sales so that they go, this is a technology that people want. This is something that we need to make better. There is there's a market here for that. And if I can be part of, help that idea that they need to produce this, they need more games for this, that they see that people want this, fuck yeah, I'm totally in. I would be happy with putting it on, sitting in a chair, and just looking around at amazing stuff.
That is cool. That is cool. Don't get me wrong, but I am still sitting in the driver's seat of, I will support this through a Kickstarter program as opposed to having to spend $300 on something that should be in a beta test. That is where that sits for me. I don't see it as, yes, it would be really great if I can play Call of Duty and duck behind something, but it's not that. It is something that is limited as hell with as far as the games come along. It is, because can you play it with your Xbox, Chris? Can you play it with your PlayStation? Can you play it on maybe a quarter, if you're lucky, of the PC titles that come out this year? Yeah.
None of that's announced. It's partnered with Valve, so you get a significant amount just there.
That's what I'm saying, is you're not going to see it involved in a lot of games. I think it's a little too early, but it is the right step in the right direction. I'm just not ready to put my money into it.
That's fair.
No, it's not. You're being an asshole.
I'm not. I'm just saying, like, yes, it's cool. I think it's awesome. I want virtual reality. It's just I want to be able to play virtual reality in a game like, Chris was saying, Call of Duty, to where I can be like, hey, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to go run over to this spot. Not like, hey, I'm going to sit here with my controller and stand up if I want to look over something. Like, yes, it's interactive, but trust me, you get over that and pretty quick. How long did the Kinect last for anybody? That's my point.
But totally different products.
One's a Kinect and one is something you put on your face to do the same thing.
Like Classic Car said in our chat room, I mean, even the idea of getting GTA 5, which would be, I mean, that would end my life. I would live in that realm.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But what I'm saying is, for Facebook to release this product, they're going to have backers because, A, they have the capital behind themselves.
They don't technically need them either.
Right, but what I'm saying is they are going to have some type of foundation, some support system to fund this product. Not just going to release it out there and go, you have one game. I'm so fucking excited about it. I think we killed Mikey with Oculus. Sorry, Mikey.
It's okay. He'll be back in a minute. But, I mean, they're going to have more than one game. But if you really, really think that the big game developers such as, EA Sports or Treyarch or anything like that are going to get involved in the first 2 years of its involvement, I think you're insane. I don't think they're going to touch that because that requires way too much time for them to release their games. What?
Well, we will see, and that'll be the fun part is that the beginning of next year we get to watch the announcement, dream about it, and then I will buy it, and then I'm not going to let you use it just out of spite.
I bet you I own it before you do, and that's the sad part. But anyways.
Because you're going to buy it day one. You keep saying you're not. But
let's move on to what we are all excited about. Something we've been waiting for. Titanfall 2. Mikey, Titanfall 2 is going to be here. It's on your doorstep. April 2016 to March of 2017. That really tiny window that they gave us of when it's going to be released.
So it's going to be out somewhere between...
it's Q4 for
the next 3 years.
It's Q4, so that's what, based on their fiscal year, is when it runs from. So they're just saying then, who knows, within that. They think, or are speculating that it's going to be their holiday release. So that's what they're thinking it's going to be. Kui, that's Matt. We're in chat now. It says it, so
that's right
20
here.
Second delay is going to be.
He won the hat that he hasn't gotten yet.
Nice.
Yeah, that's Matt. He's live. Yes. Yeah,
he drew the short stick and got stuck with being with Chris.
Definitely did.
This is the last episode.
Titanfall 2.
Titanfall 2.
Oh, sorry, man. That's why you haven't been here.
We'll see.
You're getting your AIDS.
Shut up.
I accept
Magic
donations for my AIDS.
So we have a donate button on our Twitch page for Matt's AIDS. It goes directly
Matt
to
is
the
a gay
Magic
Asian,
Foundation
and he is our donation pony that we're riding. So please
we have AIDS
donate for the disease-ridden short people.
Don't breathe on me, AIDS guy. We're so offensive.
All right.
Anyway,
Titanfall 2.
yeah, like Hammy said. No, yeah, Q4 for them.
Stop, Hammy.
So they think it's going to be their holiday release of that year, but I haven't seen a ton on it. We'll see. It should be cool though. It definitely did a disservice to itself being one of the first games released on Xbox One, so that's all we really had to play. And, people got burned out on it pretty fast. But when we stepped away from it for months and then picked back up the game, it was a lot of fun. So I'm interested to definitely see where Titanfall 2 goes. Please let them add a campaign, an actual campaign, because that would make this game way more interesting than just multiplayer crap.
And more weapons.
I agree, but I'm also kind of wondering where they would go with the campaign. I mean, once you release the first game,
there's a story, so
right? Yeah, fucking shallow ass story.
3 hours long.
You don't. You pay attention
like,
to.
You got rebels. You got it's kind of like a Star Wars thing going on. You got the rebels. You got
rebels and who?
You can easily make a story out of that. Whoever the guys that were controlling the robots.
This is my point, though, and I'm not trying to call you out, but I don't even know the two sides because it doesn't matter. Because they don't make it a point enough to matter.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, though. But it was there. They can do it.
Yeah, they can do it, but after you've already came out with the first game and everything that's gone on in
there, eat saltine crackers and
campaign.
Water.
What?
Green Lantern.
I don't hear Chris. Oh. Yeah, it's. I'm not saying I don't want them to have a campaign. I do. It's just I'm curious to see what they do with it. How are they going to change it? I don't want this game to change as far as the first-person point of view goes, because that has been a rumor that it might be a third-person shooter. If that happens, I'm not buying this game. I won't do it.
Here's what I think the story's going to go like.
No
one
cares.
It's going to become a world where people are half robots and half people, and then the people revolt against the robots.
Black Ops 3.
Terminator.
Damn it! Hey, wait, I got another one.
No, I agree with Mike. Going from first to third person, I think, is a bad idea. Although it is very much a rumor, considering they brought in one of the developers from God of War, I believe it was. So that's why they're thinking it may be third person. But I don't know. Add some sort of story. Just fucking make it up.
I got it. They're jumping worlds, okay? And they need to get resources from all these different planets that they go to. But the planets have these giant monsters, so they have to send these hunters in to kill the monsters before they... That's all. What else we got?
So we had a question from Classy Car in here that says, I know it's kind of off topic a little bit, but and Hammy just commented on it. Would you be excited for the release of GTA 6?
Yeah.
I think that's obviously hell yes kind of question. GTA 5 definitely cemented that game as one of the greatest games of all time.
As long as
Grand Theft Auto goes as a series. Yeah. Grand Theft Auto 4 was still a really great game with a bad story, but everything that you could do in that game was really cool. Grand Theft Auto 3, San Andreas, again, great story. Vice City, great story, cool environment. And you have Grand Theft Auto 2 and Grand Theft Auto that you could play on your PC, which was from a top-down point of view. Yes, these are all games that I would still play. I would still play all these games, and you throw Grand Theft Auto 6 into the mix. As long as they keep... I like the diversity of Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh, yeah.
You have the thug who's getting out of the streets and wants to, be better, but he's still in the crime spotlight. But he wants to be better than just, selling weed and coke and all that kind of stuff. He wants to move up. And then you have the guy who's supposedly dead, living this second life. And then you have a guy who was working with this guy who supposedly died, and he's trailer trash now. And
Is he going
he's
over
like,
the
what the hell? I
synopsis
just saw Ghost.
Yeah, basically.
Sure, he's just
Anyway,
spoiled the whole
this is the game that definitely put Grand Theft Auto back at the forefront of where they were when Vice City came out. I think after Vice City, it didn't have the same appeal. So I definitely think 5 put it back on top where it was when it was at Vice City. San Andreas was definitely
Well, without
there,
yeah.
but it wasn't as high as Vice City or as GTA 5 in my opinion.
Well, then with how vast the online multiplayer is with the different things you can do, the game modes, the fact that it's got like a sandbox where people can create custom game modes and they just make all kinds of cool shit. There's so much endless stuff to do on there that definitely brought it to a new level, and I can't see it going down from there. So it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
I hope they take their time on GTA 6 because in order for them to do something bigger and better than GTA 5, I can only imagine the amount of work that's involved because GTA 5 is so big and so great that not only was it one of the best Xbox 360 games released, but I still consider it as in the top 3 Xbox One games that are out there right now. It is so good.
Yeah.
Awesome about Grand Theft Auto is they aren't one of those developers that sit here, Rockstar isn't, that sit here and go, I'm going to put out a sequel to this game every year. They go, no, we're going to put the sequel out when it's done, and this game is going to be out for a couple of years before we make another sequel. So they have, instead of putting themselves in the position that Call of Duty does and goes, oh, shit, well, we're in the future and there's robots. Oh, wait, that was the entire fucking plot line of the last fucking Call of Duty that we played, but this one says Black Ops on the front. But no, they give it 3 years for development, so you have, a lot of time to come up with ideas, a lot of time to put those ideas into motion. So I think it's awesome.
You know what other game's going to be awesome?
Mirror's Edge 2.
Mm-hmm.
You guys think so?
I don't know. I also saw that this may go third person also, which would screw that game. The first person was awesome.
The whole reason why that game was unique was because it was first person. It was the very first person game that you could do parkour stuff with. So I think if they take what that game's formula is, it would be taking Metroid, Mega Man away from side-scrolling, which is a pain in the ass. It's not fun.
Yeah.
I just think that it was released at a time where we were looking for something new, so we got that first-person parkour. But it's been done since then so many freaking times. Mirror's Edge is going to have to reinvent itself to be amazing. Dying Light.
Okay, one. Now what's next?
Assassin's Creed. But third-person Assassin's Creed. You don't think so?
It's not first person. It's third person.
Assassin's Creed doesn't come close to Mirror's Edge, in my opinion. Playing that game...
Okay, Titanfall.
No, still no.
Have you played Mirror's Edge, Chris?
Playing that game where you're running and you look to the right and there's just a train coming at you and there's nothing else on the screen, you're not looking behind a person that's seeing a train. That's some scary ass shit. I mean, it's just like...
I'm down, I hope...
It's almost like you were looking that way. Imagine, okay, if you want to go back to the Oculus thing, imagine playing this game with Oculus on.
Please no.
You would vomit immediately.
Yeah, but how freaking awesome would that be?
Yeah, that game needs to be first person.
So, yeah, I really don't
it has to be in first person or it loses all unique aspects of that game. I mean, because like Chris said, you have Dying Light, which was helped, by the mechanics of Mirror's Edge. But that's the only game that has been helped by that. You have Assassin's Creed, but that's a totally different situation because you're dealing with killing people and you're dealing with the third-person point of view. And really all the parkour stuff is you hold a button down and your guy does all the shit for you. This Mirror's Edge wasn't exactly like that.
It'll be good, but they do need a strong story behind it. I think people are wanting that, expecting that, and because Mirror's Edge was one of a kind when it did come out, but now it is no longer one of a kind. Those mechanics have been adopted in so many different ways in so many different games that they're going to have to add a freaking story to it.
Not necessarily.
I think that as far as the parkour goes, yes, parkour has been adopted, but I don't think that the same type of parkour has been adopted.
I'm going to disagree just because of what we talked about before, where multiplayer gaming is killing campaigns. It's all about multiplayer now, and campaigns have gone to crap. And with the lack of campaigns lately, I think, I mean, there's definitely some good ones, don't get me wrong. But I don't think it has to be this crazy out there good campaign. If it's just a good solid campaign with a solid story, it's going to be a fine game and just do great. So we'll see. They have a long time when this. I mean, again, Q4 of 2016, so it's not for a while.
Got over a year.
Yeah, it's got some time on it, so we'll see.
They're going to be robots. Everything's going robots.
No, I fucking hate robots.
Go back to World War II.
Predator will come out.
People to buy your game.
Predator.
So both
along the
those
same
are gonna
lines-
be EA games. Go ahead, Mike. 'Cause I'm
What,
segueing.
no, what were you saying? We were both segueing at the same time.
We're double segueing.
Double segue.
Chris,
I'll
shut
say
the hell up.
they're both EA games, and I was just say that EA officially has announced their press conference.
Bubble art.
Fuck
off.
Shut up.
Segues.
Segues.
God damn it.
June 15th at 1
Give it a
p.m.
shot.
Pacific Standard Time is going to be EA's press conference at E3.
And I am officially sick on the 15th of June, even if it's a weekend.
I will get nothing done at work at all. I'm going to stream that
Yeah.
shit.
So, yeah,
This
that's
is
definitely
this is
Battlefront,
this is
some
me
other
getting
games.
my absolute Madden fix for one. Not to mention the rest of the games that they're going to bring out in the next 3 to 5 months after this press conference, because you got right before the press conference, actually probably after, you have Rory McIlroy golf.
I think just before.
That's going to be...
No,
Okay.
maybe it's June
And then-
23rd. It comes out the same day as Arkham Knight, so I think that's the 23rd. Hammy.
What? I wasn't listening.
God damn it, fat shit. June 23rd, that's when Arkham Knight comes out, right?
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes, that's when that comes out.
I'm not
I
with
know
dates.
that's when that comes out, Mikey.
Okay. I'm
It's-
looking at right now.
It's somewhere
Me and
around
Cody
there. I
talking
don't
about
care.
Trailer Park Boys game. Yeah, that should
No
be a
one cares.
thing.
Anyway,
Whoa. Trailer Park Boys game?
no.
And
Yeah,
let's
no,
just ignore
hold
what
on.
Chris
Anyway,
is
hold on,
saying.
yes.
hold on.
Rory
Hold on.
Man,
McIlroy is
Hammy.
coming out.
Yeah, Oculus Rift.
Okay, everybody
Come on,
talk
Chris.
at once.
Ready, go. So, I
Come on.
really like Madden, and it's cool.
I never hold on. I never get to interrupt. I'm interrupting.
All right.
Cody was saying for GTA 6 Sunnyvale setting. Yeah, like Trailer Park. How great would that be? Now I'm just thinking about Trailer Park Boys games. How awesome would that be? Yeah, if
Coming
Chris is
from a
with
guy
me.
who's seen every episode twice, that would be epic. That is my favorite
Right?
show of all times. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Also, coming from
Oh my
the same
God.
guy who had
So
twice
good.
as many shots as he should have.
Hey, I'm still shooting, so
Anyway, yes, Mike. So Rory McIlroy is going to come out.
No,
around
it's
that time.
it's the press conference. They're obviously, now that we know that it comes out on the 23rd, Rory McIlroy golf comes out after that press conference. 2 months later, you got Madden,
Before
and
that,
then
too, I think you
it's
have
followed
FIFA.
up. Yeah, like I was just about to say, is like the next 2 months you have FIFA and NHL, so you're gonna see all of those games there, all of the new rosters.
Yeah, then
that
after
are there.
that, I know in Q3 there's NBA Live, another Need for Speed.
Yeah, Need for Speed, okay, but NBA Live, no.
Or,
it could be good again.
yeah,
EA Sports does NBA Live. I'm not excited for NBA Live.
yeah.
Never will be again.
Maybe they'll learn from their mistakes. Like they've obviously realized how shitty it was, considering every.
Did you
like, 2
see
weeks
the
it's on
last game
sale.
that they put out?
Yeah.
Their launch
considering
game was terrible,
every 2
and the
weeks
last
it's been on sale.
Yeah. So they have. I mean, I think there was something on IGN today that showed they're basically their lineup for the rest of this year as far as what's coming out.
lot of people in the stream point out that on June 9th, Elder Scrolls Online comes out on consoles.
Yeah.
I'm not excited for this. It's such a beaten into the ground game. Like everyone, yeah, it's cool because you can play it on a console, but anybody who's really going to want to play that has already played that on their PC. And they've already gotten far enough to where playing on the console, restarting all the way over
I don't have a
again.
PC.
See, but for me, I don't have a PC. I've heard good things about this game. I might be
Well, Blake
interested
can
in
say
actually
something
checking it
about
out.
With everything that's coming out, are you really going to spend your money on a Elder Scrolls game that is old, or are you going to spend it on games that are brand new that are coming out, such as The Witcher or Batman or anything else that comes out as far as the adventure type games go?
Isn't it free?
I'd probably still. The reason with Elder Scrolls though is that people already say it's good, so I already have confirmation that game is awesome. So that's kind of why I'm like, well, that's kind of a safe pick. I've read a couple, and I know it's mixed, but there's a lot of people, and it kind of just the way they talk about it seems like a game that I might be interested in. I know
Don't worry
everyone's
about
not the
reviews.
same.
We play them and review them here for you.
I'm a big
Yeah.
fan of Elder Scrolls, so it's really interesting.
There
I
we
like
go.
it.
Yeah, I'll play with Matt.
There you go. Boom.
I'll play with
Yeah.
you guys. I can sit
Awesome.
alone in a corner.
I don't.
I'll
wanna
be
carry
playing
you.
The Witcher because I have 200 fucking hours to play, so I'll be fine.
You'll be playing Pocket.
I mean, I'm not knocking The Witcher. It's just it's
Hey,
a
The Witcher
type of game that
Online?
I've
I
never
forgot.
played.
No.
Well, have you? I guess you probably have played like Skyrim or something, haven't you, Hammy?
What? I was listening.
God damn it, fat shit.
You played any of the other like Elder Scrolls, Oblivion, Skyrim, anything
Nope.
along those
Nope.
lines?
Nope.
And you really would just pick it up
A lot of fun.
right here on this one.
Yep.
Can't tell if Mikey's frozen or not. I think he is.
No, he's not.
That's really still.
Holy
Raise
shit,
your
your
hand
hand is
like
perfect.
yes,
Still.
Yes, I played Skyrim.
Oh, for sure you were frozen.
Each their own, for sure.
It
Okay.
was fun.
CBS is picking up Supergirl, the TV show. Are we being over?
I'm worried they're going to start flooding the market with these superhero shows. They need to slow down a little bit.
Why? I'm ready for Iron Fist. I think Matt and Chris froze for good. I don't know. But I'm
Yeah,
excited
Chris is
for
taking it in
Iron
the butt
Fist.
right now.
Ah,
Yeah, I know. I'm excited for Iron Fist. Oh, he dropped him. I'm excited for Iron Fist. I'm excited for Supergirl. I'm excited for... There was one other one that Chris knows. Big old black guy with really tough skin.
That's Cage.
No, it's not
Fuck.
Cage.
what are we?
No, his name it's fuck. God damn it! Give me like fucking.
His last name might be Cage.
His last name is Cage. I just can't remember his first name for some reason. Because I mean, he's been in the Deadpool comics, so I remember who he is. But yeah, he's just got impenetrable skin. But and the cool thing though with the Iron Fist and Cage is that they're using those as doing like the prologue story or the origin stories for them into the Marvel movie universe. Which
Right.
is awesome.
And that's
so cool.
what else is
That's a
cool
great
about
idea.
those? What I wish they did is like with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., since Mac is gonna leave. No spoilers there. But if he would transition into that character, how fucking cool would that be? You
He's-
have
okay,
somebody inside.
Yeah. Like a month ago when like I was started reading the Cable and Deadpool and they actually had like a good issue that included that Cage guy. And I was just looking at him and I was instantly thought of Mac. I was like, that'd be kind of cool. But I don't know. But that'd be kind of badass if it did because like I like Mac and he's not there.
They're
anymore.
just
That's sad.
tying up all the loose ends in the Marvel universe into everything that makes it so cohesive, and you're just like,
Well,
this all works out so perfectly. It's
It
amazing.
does. Because there's so many characters that you probably can't justify an entire movie for. Give them a TV series on Netflix. Well, why not? Give us like a season if that's all it takes to get us, their story, some bad shit they do.
Agent Carter.
Maybe something that's hot. There you go. Just shit that makes it so that those it just gives so much more into the movies. It's crazy how much more in depth it's going to make the movie when you have so many different characters, because at some point there's going to be a lot of characters in these movies, and there's no way they can. I mean, they can do the movies individually for the main 5, 6, or whatever it is. But there's a lot of other characters out there that are part of the Avengers, that join the Avengers at different times. And using a Netflix series to kind of dabble them in is such a great idea. And I'm so excited for that. So that's cool.
Yeah, I really do wish they would have done that with Vision. But you know what? Like Chris was telling me earlier, there is so many like different characters who end up in the Avengers, and it just rotates that there's no way that you could have like an individual show for every one of those characters.
No, they got to pick and choose,
into that. But you know, seeing Vision in the new Age of Ultron, that was super cool. The way that he came to be, and that was something I didn't know about. So it was really cool. I am excited for all of these TV shows that have anything to do with Marvel, because I have just been overindulging in anything Marvel as of lately. So I'm excited for it. Obviously Supergirl, not Marvel, but
yeah, we kind of got on top of it, didn't we? Yeah, I mean, I still watch it. And this is kind of what worries me about the whole Batman versus Superman thing, is at least with like the Avengers, they all had movies under their belts before they led into a huge movie with them collaborating. This is Superman has one movie, Batman's got zilch. I mean, yeah, we all know Batman, but this Batman is a questionable Batman at best. Yeah. So I just think Marvel's taking a smarter approach to it, and they're covering their bases, making sure people know what's going on. So that's great.
I feel like their universe is definitely more finished as far as their movies and TV shows go as compared to DC.
Yeah,
like
pretty much the only fucked up loose end that Marvel's got right now is Spider-Man, which hopefully at some point they fix. But that's
just because it's owned, got down to a science. Technically,
and that's just kind of a rights issue. So, yeah, DC's just.
Supergirl's gonna suck.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry. What was the classic like movie from the 80s or whatever it was? That was a great movie. I loved that movie when I was like 5.
Hey, didn't that die?
Problem is, when you have somebody who's borderline indestructible, it makes it really hard to have any type of struggle.
Agreed.
The story.
That's
and
why I don't like
CBS,
Superman.
it's not CW.
And so this is their first
I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing.
I don't either, because they should hopefully learn from Arrow and Flash. But at the same time, if they get the same kind of response that Arrow got when it first came out, we'll see. But it just depends on if they go kind of a darker route, kind of like CW, Arrow did, Chris? Or if they go...
What?
I'm pretty sure Heart of Dixie's on the CW.
It is.
I'll tell you about CW. Well, the issue with DC has been is that they have modified their movies and their TV shows to appeal to the wide audience. The reason why Marvel has been so popular, and even with Avengers 2, that movie is borderline a comic book, page for page. Sorry, am I yelling? I'm not going to spoil anything.
No, you're not. I think, yeah,
it is as close to a comic book as you can possibly get.
Ultron dies.
When it comes to the action, when it comes to how powerful Captain America should be, I mean, he is exactly how he is in the comic books. It's amazing. Even with Black Widow, her parts were absolutely perfect. But when you get to Smallville, or even Arrow, and all the DC stuff, yeah, they're great. They have the weird little love triangle stuff, but they never really exercise the full potential of a superhero. And even when the last Superman movie, he's like this fucking gothic, suicidal, fucking depressed motherfucker, and they didn't go with the comics.
People because they crashed through buildings.
He's totally cool with like destroying buildings full of people and doesn't even think
they killed so many people in that movie. It was ridiculous.
And
like, oh, cool.
And snaps some motherfucker's neck. It is so far away from the comics, which have amazing writers and have been doing extremely well, and all they have to do is do a play-by-play of any of the Superman stories. But DC has fucked it up nonstop, outside of their animated movies, which have been great.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the thing that I would have to say that's the huge difference between like the CW and like the Avengers movie, like as far as Age of Ultron goes, like yes, there's a love triangle, but that love triangle takes all of 3 total minutes of that movie, and the rest of it is about the fucking plot. And yeah, they have the whole like possible love situation, but they don't sit here and go like 25 fucking minutes on it or 6 episodes or whatever. And that's what the CW does. That's what I'm saying. I don't think that it's a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing for somebody besides the CW to get a superhero TV show.
No,
Because
I don't either.
that
I'm just
could
curious how
be
they're going to pull it
awesome,
off.
not having to deal with fucking
My
relationships.
Supergirl, the most boring fucking. They have such a lineup that they can choose from. Why the fuck would they go with Supergirl? If they did Nightwing,
Well, who else are they going to choose? They
They're
can't
trying-
choose
they're trying to get
first-tier
females involved.
fucking characters. They can't choose them.
Aquaman.
That's a first-tier character.
No one likes Aquaman. No, he's not.
Huntress.
No one likes Aquaman.
Okay, the Huntress I could agree with. Aquaman is still a first-tier character. I don't care what you say.
Kui says he wants to see more Punisher.
Yeah,
well,
that's Marvel.
but
That's
That'd
Marvel.
be a good TV show. Regardless, that'd be a good TV show.
it has to be rated R, and if Daredevil's going to be rated R, Punisher is not going to be too far behind. And
Let's put it at X.
no, but they'll be able to do it right, and they need to get decent writers on it. The last Punisher movie wasn't that bad and wasn't that far off from the comics. I don't know why people bitched about it.
It was
Like,
better if you watched it
has
more than
zero
once. I'll say
superpowers.
that. Yeah, no. It was the first time I watched it. I was like, wow, this is terrible. If you watch it a couple times, it's actually pretty good.
The last one, the one with Dolph Lundgren, is fucking painful as shit. But yeah, there's some bad ones and good ones. Ghost
I
Rider
didn't like
was
Ghost
an
Rider.
abomination.
Yeah, I fucking
Agreed.
thought that shit was so bad. I drink
Did you guys
jelly
watch the
beans.
third one? Hold on. Did you guys watch the third one?
Yes, I watched all of
It-
them, and I still
Third one was
almost
the
wanted to kill them.
best of all of them. Like they were
Is it
all
like the
really
best,
bad, and that
worst?
was the best. Yeah, absolutely. It was actually
Coolest kid
the
with Down
story
syndrome.
was actually cool. Yeah, no, I'll call him that.
I would
yeah,
love to
Nicolas
have
Cage
a
is
setup
not
to
superhero.
where it was Mystery Science Theater style, where all of our heads are at the bottom and we watch the Ghost Rider movies and tear them apart. That'd be so much fun.
That should be something that we need to get on YouTube for sure.
So, okay.
Okay.
Here's a flip side. Neo's saying instead of focusing on a hero, maybe make an entire television show about a villain. What-
Joker.
But, yeah, okay.
Too much,
Yeah, easy.
too much, way too hard,
No.
impossible to do. Impossible.
Mission
Yeah, it'd
Impossible.
be a
It
stretch.
would never be impossible.
It'd be a stretch,
Calendar
but
Man.
yeah.
Solomon Grundy. I mean, there's
a
so
big
many-
guy'd be kind of
Again,
hard
you
because he's
can't-
kind of
who
You
stupid.
else-
can't go first tier characters, so
Who
you're still not
else
going to
do
see
you
the
wanna
first
see?
tier villains.
Who do you want to see then?
Black Hand.
As far as DC goes,
Are we talking DC? Black Hand.
Pick one of both.
I would do
Chris,
Black
you wanna see
Hand.
Black Hand, okay. Yeah, that'd be cool.
And then with Marvel, I would do Sinestro. Because it would be
Sinestro
like
would be
watching
a
a
good one.
Shield for villains.
That'd be a good one.
It'd be Shield for villains, and it'd be fucking awesome.
yeah, I would agree with Sinestro for sure. I don't know if DC can sit there and do just a single villain. I don't think their villains are diverse enough. I
But
don't.
they're so bombastic that they're almost too cartoony to do a serious
Yeah.
TV show for a long time.
Who said
Yeah.
it has to be serious?
Then the
I mean, you
Riddler.
can
They
do
don't
like
have
Harley
anybody
Quinn.
like they don't have anybody like Deadpool where it can be, or anybody that's like super funny. You have fucking the Penguin, who is just painfully fucking awkward. You have Iceman, who is forever linked with Arnold Schwarzenegger. So whoever you put there is not going to hold up. You just don't. You don't have.
This is not
Don't have the villains that you could really use in DC to make a blockbuster, successful TV show. I mean, you're dealing with Gotham right now, which I do know, like,
Okay,
most
who
of, like, all
thought
you guys,
Arrow
you
was gonna
like
be a
Gotham,
successful
but
TV
it's
show?
still critically, like,
But the Court of Owls, they could go so many different ways with that. The Court of Owls would be brilliant. And that
would be the only
probably
way they
really-
could do it,
yeah.
because they would have free reign to do anything, because there's no history of this person.
Yeah,
So that
their
would be-
characters are too bombastic. It wouldn't work.
But at the same time, whoever thought Arrow and I think Flash probably more than Arrow, but thought those would be good TV series.
Well,
And you have
it's easier
Hero,
for
though.
Arrow.
It's easier for a hero though, with a villain.
But I'm just saying, who thought those were going to be a good series?
Right. Good point. Arrow,
I
thought could
Flash,
be great
we
because
all liked Flash. So I mean,
Yeah, here's the way
that's
that I
easy
see
to
it.
see. But Arrow was not something you just go, okay, this is going to be a good series. None of you knew about it for a while. I mean, I think I got Hammy into it, and then him and I started watching. Then I don't know, Mike, how much you've caught up on it. Yeah, you still
None.
haven't, so
But here's what I'm saying is, like, you have the characters that you make movies out of, and Arrow and Flash, Flash, you can jump him into a movie, but he's still going to be a character that's not going to have enough to do a bunch of movies about. So he's going to be pushed back to a TV series. Like, I understand that. Did I know that they were out at the time? No. But that doesn't mean that they would make more sense to be in a movie or more sense to be in a TV show. I think those two characters are great for TV shows because they have a decent storyline, but you can't make movies out of them over and over again.
okay.
Neo said
Yeah.
Deathstroke. That's a great one, because if you watch Arrow, for one, you could have kind of cross shows because they could each have Arrow in it and different people in it. There's a lot that Deathstroke does, and he's a cool ass character. I loved that character on Arrow. I'd watch that show as a villain because he's
And-
badass.
And Mike, I'm going to argue with you here because I almost think it's harder to make a TV series than a movie. You have to do so many more episodes than one movie. Yes, it's
Right, but you
longer,
can fill
but
it full of bullshit as compared to a movie.
movies have plenty of bullshit.
If you watch any of the DC or the Marvel movies, none of them are like loaded with a bunch of filler. They're all just to the
have you
point.
seen Avengers
as opposed
1?
to the comics.
Fuck, dude.
I
Have you
so
read the
much
Avengers? Just those
bullshit.
Avengers
Okay.
comics. It's all on point with it.
2 hours compared to 20 hours.
Well, or 20.
Right, but the 2 hours that they take are vital to the entire plot line of all of that entire story arc, as opposed to something in a TV show that they can make their own direction. So they can
So you're
tweak it
comparing
however they want to.
You're comparing two totally different mediums. My whole point is, if you know who Supergirl is and you know the backstory behind Supergirl, they could not make a worse choice. Even the fucking costume is the most ridiculous out of all I've seen. And the idea that she came from Krypton later on, and by the way, had a fucking dog. Crypto, surprise. There's so many different ones to choose from. This is going to be so painful I have to watch it. It's going to be so horribly awesome.
Okay, back to my original question, 20 minutes ago. Did Matt die?
Yeah, I killed him. That's why everything went to black.
Okay.
That's why his walls are red.
Oh,
He had to go.
okay.
He had to go, and he used the moose pushing his nose up against my Xbox power button to have a nice window of having to leave.
Ah, okay.
Here's my continuing my bitching.
No one cares. Moving on.
Sony
Hear your point,
Sony
this
is
point.
not gonna have a press conference at Gamescom. This is
Wow.
absolutely shitting on all of their customer base in Europe. They just go, no, we have our own PlayStation thing, so see you guys later. How do you not
They have
do
nothing
this?
to
This is
announce.
your entire customer base in fucking Europe, and you're just gonna be like, well, we're gonna go to E3, but fuck Gamescom, because that's what most of the people go to. I don't understand it at all.
Amy, what are your thoughts?
I don't care about Sony. That's my thoughts.
That was
Just
blunt.
sit back, just yawning.
There's some cool games that the PS4 has. And I don't care about Sony's PS4, so
But like, what if Xbox
doesn't
did
affect
this?
my life. If Xbox did this,
It wouldn't.
I would be kind of as outraged as you are, because that's kind of ridiculous to fuck over a pretty big event for people to see like what you're coming
It's
out
the
with,
largest.
stuff like that.
It's
Exactly.
the largest.
That
of all.
would be absolutely ridiculous. There's got to be some. You think there's some sort of reason? Maybe they're just lazy. I don't know.
They have nothing to announce.
That's kind
That's
of
what I'm
what I
afraid
think.
of.
That's what's kind of like the silver lining of the whole thing is: do they have nothing going on? Is that why they're not going? I don't know. Probably not, because they're garbage. Xbox for the win.
I think
Yep.
it's ridiculous.
Team Xbox.
And yes, this segment is called Mike's nipple clamps of the week. So
Guys,
Sure,
can we
Janet.
stop our sexual innuendos for our shows?
Can. So how many inches deep would you go into Sony?
Negative
Me?
2.
Anyone? I was continuing with the sexual innuendos. Alright, so rate your beers, fuckers.
I didn't touch my beer.
yeah, I think Cammy's the only one who drank any of his beer.
Chris
Worthless.
Is like Fireball.
All right, so let's go back to an actual topic.
It's raining sideways.
What we got? Thanks, Ollie.
We're reaching the end of the show. We're going into picks of the week.
Wait, I didn't get to talk about Invincible.
Oh. Well, that could be your pick of the week. You're supposed to talk about that during the comics. God damn it.
I
About
thought
an
we
hour
were just
ago.
going through what we read. We were just talking about what we have read. We weren't going into depth. Like comic dick punch of the week. I thought we were going to talk about that, but whatever,
Let's dick punch your comics.
Nah, I'm over it. I'm just kidding.
God damn it.
All right, so I'm gonna go into Invincible here. Let me pull it up. All right, this is volume 1 of Invincible. I got a good look without the glare of the TV. All right, and this is an Image comic, if I'm correct, right, Chris?
Yep.
All right, and this is my first dabble into anything that Image has written, and one of the first comics I've actually ever really read. It's very easy to read, considering the fact there's no like 20, 30, 40, 50 years of different stories going on. It's super on its own. It's a totally brand new story. And it's got amazing characters and detail to those characters. There's your main character is obviously Invincible. His dad was a superhero, Omni-Man. Came from a different planet where they kind of dominate planets. And there's just so many different like characters, side stories, like people in the shadows, kind of, if you will, where they kind of have their own agenda going, but they're still going along with Invincible. And it just makes you want to keep reading to see what the hell that certain character is doing. The artwork and it's incredible, and the storyline, it's perfect as far as like a teenage superhero goes. I mean, you start out with he's in high school, and the issues that he's having with high school going on, and different events that happen, how he gets through it, how the government kind of gets him, and he kind of helps the government out, and they help him out. And then he goes to college, and it's a whole bunch of different issues. I highly recommend it. It's really easy, especially if it's a first-time type of comic for you. For me, I keep wanting to read it. I bought 7 issues when we were at the Comic-Con, and I'm currently finishing that 7th comic right now, or 7th volume of the trade
Holy
paperback.
shit.
So yeah, I've been reading it a lot. It's there's so much going on, and he's still like learning his powers. He's kind of figuring out how strong he's gonna get, since his father is whatever race he was, and then his mom was human, so he's the half breed. So he doesn't know if he's gonna be as strong as his father, or if he's gonna kind of max out at a certain point. So it's really great, and the characters they use as far as like the kind of their world's Avengers or Justice League, if you will. The different powers they have, and they kind of have some similar characters to like DC and to Marvel, and they are totally okay with it. They call them like knockoffs pretty much in the comic and make fun of themselves, and it's just really cool how they're just having fun with it. It seems like it's just a badass comic, so I'm definitely buying more of them, so I highly recommend it. And that's Invincible by Image.
It's a Robert Kirkman comic.
Yeah, I'm not good enough to know names of artists and
Okay.
writers yet, so you can cover that part.
No,
How
love
much have
it.
you read
Of what?
Invincible?
I'll pass you because I know how strong he does get and how much he can get strong. Which they do talk about. Are you in the place where he goes to the bug planet?
I just finished that, and then someone got taken away. I don't want to say who because that might spoil something. But yeah, he got taken away, and now he's back to
Bug
Earth.
Planet was pretty early on.
And he brought someone with him. No, if
Yeah, but
I remember where you showed me we were last time, no.
Because they talk
But he
about
don't-
how
They do let him live.
when
yeah.
it doesn't matter that he's a half-breed. They talk about it on the Bug Planet. She might have missed that part of the dialogue to where it doesn't matter that he's a half-breed. It's his dad's, all right, this is offensive, seed gets stronger in, he'll like take parts out of whatever person that they're mating with, but he is constantly evolving to a stronger species. That's what makes them so strong. So it doesn't denigrate any of his powers. He will actually probably be stronger than his dad.
Okay. Because they
comic-
dabbled with that with his other seed. Eventually, I'm gonna go ahead and sorry, Mike, if that ruined anything for you. I don't care. But yeah, you kind of go into that how they take some different parts of that DNA and as far as aging and stuff goes. And I'm kind of that's right where I stopped. Is where he got home and kind of talked to his mom about it, and so I'm pretty excited to see where that goes.
Such a good comic, and it's drawn in such a way that you would see it on like a Saturday morning cartoon. But then you get
Yeah,
to
that's
like
what
you
I'm
turn
trying
the
to-
page, and everybody's covered in blood, and somebody's ripping out somebody's entrails and shit, and you're just like, what the fuck is
Yeah.
going on?
It's definitely got that almost kind of a cheesy feel to it, and then it's just super gore, and it's like but that cheesy covered in gore, and it's really cool. It's really well done, and I just love the different stories that kind of got going on within the main story. So I like it a lot, more than I thought I would. I'm really glad I purchased a lot of them.
How are you liking Marvel Unlimited?
I love it a lot. It is still kind of overwhelming to try and figure out what to read next. So I've been kind of sticking to the event page, like AVX and Age of Ultron that I read, just because those were solid series that I knew I could read and kind of wanted to read and see what happened. But those are kind of giving me directions to go. So, like, I dabbled in what's the one that Mo got, the Ultimate Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
The great
Yeah,
series.
I started it, and I didn't keep going. I don't know why. I didn't like it at the start, at least, just because I kind of want to know how it came to be, and so I need to figure out where to read to see where it came to be.
That is chasing your tail. That is a never-ending dig. You'd be like,
I know,
oh, well,
but
I'll
it's
find out how
irritating
that
me
happened.
the whole time. I know.
No,
but
I'm
I
the
know
same
with
way,
a lot of
Ham.
these comics that's going to happen, but go
I'm
ahead.
the same way because like I just got Marvel Unlimited as well, and Chris told me I needed to finish or I needed to read like the Infinity Gauntlet and the Infinity War, and like I made my best effort to go into the Infinity Gauntlet, and right at the beginning I know that he told me to go farther because it's just like Thanos just speaking in his language, but
How they talk.
the freaking writing is so brutal, and I don't know anything that goes on before that, so I don't have anything there to drive me through all the slow stuff. So it's really hard for me to do that as opposed to anything that I can start from the beginning to where I know what is exactly going on, so that I can push through the 4 or 5 issues that are not that great. Like, I'm not saying I don't think the Infinity War or the Infinity Gauntlet is good, but after reading the first 2 or 3 pages of it, it's just like, I'd rather read other stuff right now. So, I get where
it's
you're
definitely
coming
a struggle
from.
trying to see where, like, because there is a lot of stuff out there, a lot of different things going on, like, that have had comics before it that kind of led up to it. And some of them, it's you got to go back and read those ones first. Some of them, it's like you can get by without it. But when you start some of them, you're like, Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't really know if I want to continue until I read before. So, but it's still amazing. I love the whole $10 a month for everything. So I'm not getting rid of it.
My recommendation: there's always something before. That's just the way it is, and there's always a story arc before that leads up to it. Push through the Infinity Gauntlet just because it's like reading a history book. It's like getting the background to World War II. You're getting the background to the movies and shit you're about to see. You have gone balls deep on everything else Marvel that you've gotten your freaking hands on. Okay? This is background information that you need. And as soon as you get past the Thanos, Mephisto, and Lady Death shit, you're going to jump into the superheroes and everything's going to get normal and more epic. But fuck you, Mikey. What I love is that for a nerd, for somebody who's been in love with this shit since I was 6, I've had comic cards that I have up in my closet since I was really little. It's fun showing people something that you love and them just going, I want it all. Just shove it in my mouth. It's so much fun seeing you guys. It's just like me reading that shit for the first time, seeing you guys get excited about all this different stuff. It's super cool.
Yeah.
Picks of the week.
Picks of the week time.
Am I not going to talk about comics?
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
Mikey, talk about Green Lantern. Sorry.
I want to hear how Volume 5 was.
I'm not done, so I'm not going to tell you. I just want to share my
Hold
favorite
on.
picture from
Okay.
the book so far. That's
So
what
good.
everyone.
It's so good.
For those of you who are listening in via our podcast, that is the Green Lantern with a bear trap on a fucking stuffed animal, and that's a robot chicken picture that they put right in the middle of the comic, and that's awesome.
There's one more. Where'd it go? No, I can't find it.
And if you haven't seen that clip, or like it's on Vine all over the place, it's pretty much like a little bear running around going la da 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 da, and steps in a bear trap and starts screaming obscenities. So it's amazing. Oh my god.
And that's, oh shit, what is his name from Mad Comics? Fuck. It's
Mad
name from
TV?
Mad Comics.
Yeah.
No, the Mad Comics kid. He has a name. It's on the front of every Mad comic. They did
He's on Mad
Sinestro
TV
as
too.
Sinestro as him on the cover or on the page that Mikey just showed, and he's using his ring, which is yellow, and it looks like he's pissing. It's great that they even put that
He's like
humor
signing his
in.
name in, yeah.
Now, this one's really cool because it's done by someone different. Shit, I forgot his name. I think it's Jeff Johns. Yeah, Jeff Johns and Doug Mahnke.
He's a god.
So they did 1 through 4. I want to say it was 4. I'm gonna double check here real quick. That's 2. That's 1. Oh god, where's 4?
I love how we
No,
got to
okay.
see Chris rage that his video cut out before his video actually cut out.
Sorry, I was looking like excuse me. So they did 4 and 5. Robert Venditti, Billy Tan, and then they added Van Jensen and Bernard Chang to Volume 5. But there's a lot more. I'm way off screen here, so I'm short, guys. Hey, but they added so much more. Just that comedy factor. Like I was showing you guys a couple of those. I mean, it's just little things like that that they added to the comic that definitely changed.
Or Chris Mikey.
Oh. Okay, just Chris, just chill out, Bob.
Get better internet. That's all I'm saying. That's all I
I'll
need.
show you guys this one too. So there's that.
Green Lantern.
So it's just little things like that they added to this comic that it was awesome. So it's definitely been good so far.
Nice. I'm gonna have to steal them from you when I see you someday, and I'm gonna have to give you some of mine, whatever you want.
Yeah. We'll trade. I'll trade you some Green Lantern for some Deadpool, definitely.
Cool.
We're all over the place on Twitch right now, but you know what? It's what it is.
Fuck it. Hug it. Chug it.
Football.
Not jumping back in yet.
It says golf fields. He just His internet sucks. Because like you guys' quality's fine until he joins, but
I don't know. At least for me, like seeing you guys right now, you two look clear as shit, sound fine, and his is just horrible.
you all
Yeah, you.
looked a little fuzzy. But when he gets back, we'll make that.
Did Moose hit the power button again?
Yes, god damn it.
Just move
I just
it
killed
back.
my dog and Matt tonight. You guys are pixelated as shit, and it's probably my fault.
Yep.
Sorry, guys.
Thanks.
So Mike,
Dick.
real quick, like while you're on Green Lantern, do you want to give like a, I don't know, like a kind of storyline going on as far? I mean, you're at Volume 5. Like, what's the down low? No, okay. Well, fuck you then.
I don't want to give too much away.
We read 5 fucking trade paperbacks, so there's a lot
You
that
should
you
have done
read.
this throughout
You can
there.
give a
Like
fucking
a safe
synopsis.
storyline.
So basically, I mean, you kind of start obviously with the story of Hal Jordan and Sinestro, and Sinestro at this point is using a yellow ring, and then gets I want to say kind of like tricked by the Guardians back into a green ring, and then goes and recruits Hal and a bunch of this other stuff, and basically it takes you on that journey of Sinestro and Hal, and again saving the universe from this Yellow Lantern Corps that Sinestro created, and then on top of that you have the Guardians releasing the first Lantern, and then, you know, talking about destroying the Green Lantern Corps
Shit.
and building the Third Army, and it goes into this other section of these, you know, events leading after that. So you basically just kind of have, it mostly follows Hal and Sinestro. You get a little bit with some other characters, but that's the main portion of this series so far, which I think it's this month. I gotta look at the date again. Volume 6 comes out, so I need to finish this one and then get the next one.
Has he gotten out from underneath Sinestro's finger? Like,
Yes.
I read the... Okay.
Yeah,
That's cool. It's probably, what, volume 2 or 3?
Yeah, I think so. Because Black Hand makes a big appearance in 3.
And Mike, the text
Nice,
will talk
and-
to you.
When you're done with that series, or at least read through your volume 6, I will either send it to you, or the next time you're down, I'm going to let you borrow Blackest Night, which is a massive Green Lantern event.
Yes, I need to go through that, and then I want to hit, New Guardians. I want to get all the different series in those.
That's the best part about comics, is they go so many different directions that you just want to keep reading. I'm so glad I got into them. They're awesome.
Well, that,
fun.
and there's so many points of view. Because,
Yeah.
we focus so much on these heroes and main characters, but you forget that there's almost 3 to 4 side characters per main character.
And a lot of times we get stuck on the movie, like what they did in the movie is like what we think about of these characters, and then you kind of go to the comics and they're sometimes close, but sometimes there's a lot more to them, and it just makes it so much cooler to watch the movie and be like, all right, I get you.
And sometimes
Even when there's
they add in stuff that's just like you wouldn't know. As far as if you hadn't read the comics, there's just all these side details that,
Yeah.
Chris, you bring a lot of
That
that into
Preparation
this.
H, Chris?
What's that?
Is that Preparation H that you're flinging around up there?
Yeah, some hemorrhoid ointment.
No, it's
I'll
anal
run.
lube.
Oh,
How the fuck does this look like an ointment?
Yeah,
What I
because
like
when you're
is that
throwing
in a
it on
big
your
event-
shitty ass internet connection, it's easy for me to determine what it is.
Like Civil War or a big event like the Invasion, like we're looking at today, you can find out Wolverine's perspective, or the Avengers' perspective, or the X-Men perspective. There's a bunch of different ways to look at something, kind of like World War II, which I know Mike would geek out about. Like, what's Germany's perspective of how all that shit went down? You
Kill
get
the
all
Jews.
these different sides, and it's fucking endless.
Well, like I loved,
Christ.
like when I was reading AVX, I know that the movie universe can't make it happen because there's way too many characters in the comic book Age of Ultron. I'm sorry, there's way too many characters involved with it to incorporate like the mutants, the X-Men that are in that comic book. But that was and that was made it awesome because I knew that was gonna be a totally different story as far as that versus the movie because they can't do it in the movie. But it was great because I had no idea that how all of that played out in the comic world universe. So that was cool.
I like the beginning where Hawkeye's straight up killing motherfuckers for the first like 10 pages. Like, shot you in your neck,
When he's-
through your mouth, through your head. So
When
great.
he's saving Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good stuff. I like that. I liked how it started.
All right.
You guys should read it, by the way.
Picks of the week?
Definitely. Yes.
We're still on picks of the week.
Yeah, picks of the week, and then we'll wrap up our show here and then continue into our after show. So,
All right.
Going first.
Duncan.
pleasure stick of the week.
Well, I'm gonna be that jackass.
Oh.
Avengers: Age of Ultron. That movie was
Fuck
fucking
you.
incredible. I won't go
Love
into
the ending where
where Ultron dies, but not really.
Ultron never dies, first of all.
You don't know that. You haven't seen the movie.
I do know that, actually.
Nope.
Mikey, fix your headset. You're giving us echo.
Nope, not
But yeah,
not
no,
that.
that's it. Really good. That's my pick.
Cool, thanks.
Okay,
Okay.
that would have
Mikey.
been my pick because best movie I've ever
Chris.
seen. My pick is Disney Infinity 2.0. I know that's absolutely ridiculous, but I'm
No.
happy to have a game on Xbox One that I enjoy as much as my son enjoys, and we can play it together. And my wife played it for 2 hours. So much fun, amazing characters, way better than Minecraft, and it's a fucking big game. So great game.
Tammy.
Yeah. I'm actually kind of jealous of that because I kind of want to play because I've seen stuff and I want to play with those characters. I've watched some videos. It looks awesome. My pick of the week. Shit, I haven't thought about it yet. I should use this time wisely. Yeah, Mikey, go ahead.
No, I was requested to say hi to Sierra, I guess, so I waved hi.
Okay. Well, Sierra, he's saying hi to you, but he's also going to go with his pick of the week because I need to think really hard.
Oh man. Okay, fine. God, Hammers suck. No surprise.
I know.
I love this series. I've watched it since it released, and I will continue to watch it till the end, probably. My pleasure stick of the week is Arrow. I am very interested to see where they're going with all of this. If you haven't followed it, there's some controversy as what Oliver Queen is doing right now, and his friends don't agree with it, and the big controversy of what's going to happen. And they released a bombshell of a drop last week as far as what the plan is for Oliver. And so it's very interesting to see where this is going. And it's, you know, I almost want to go back at this point and start from episode 1 again and watch it through, just to, you know, have some pre-knowledge on it and then really see the story develop again. Because you kind of forget as you go through, as you're just watching it week by week. I feel like you forget a lot of the early stuff that happens and the character development that you get because you're so far into it now. So I definitely want to go back and watch it from start to finish and round it all out, bring it back whole, you know, to where I am now. So that's my pleasure stick of the week is Arrow. Boom.
Shit.
I even rambled for a minute, so come on.
You did.
Not Amy.
Any time, and I can only come up with one thing, and I'm pretty sure it's what I chose last week. But it got my attention more than I even anticipated it would, because I've done this before with different things that offer you a free month, and that's Marvel Unlimited. From someone that never read comics before, that kind of went a little bit overboard at Comic-Con and bought a good amount, and then to start reading those and then buy Marvel Unlimited for $10 a month and still be reading them on my lunch at work, on my breaks at work, when I'm sitting in the truck waiting for the other guy to finish paperwork at work, I'm reading comics. and it's got me so into different things going on, trying to follow different storylines, different things, different characters. Like, I'll be reading, and I was talking about it in chat a little bit earlier about Scarlet Witch. They kind of bring up some things in AVX where she said, no more mutants, which that shouldn't be too much of a spoiler because that happens pretty early. Get over it. But I want to read more into her because of that, to try and follow that storyline as to when that happened, why that happened, how that worked out, what the other guys that didn't lose their powers ended up doing with their lives, and stuff like that. It just really makes me want to keep reading different comics and keep following along. And that app has done that for me, because I've had that app for a couple of years because I got bored at work and wanted to read some comics, but I could only buy them one at a time, and I kind of got over it pretty quick. But now with the ability to just read whatever the hell I want when I want is amazing. So I'm going to go with Marvel Unlimited again.
All right. Chris, you have something to say.
I'm going to give Hammy some homework. If you want to find out more about Scarlet Witch and why some people are frightened and hate her guts, House of M is what you are to read next.
House of M. Thank you, because I was actually going to ask you at some point, where do I need to go? Because that's the character that I'm kind of like,
it's on the
where do we need to go?
It's on the Discover page at the very bottom.
Yeah, I've seen it pop up before. I saw it, House of M. I just didn't know what it was. I know what it is, though.
All right.
And the M stands for Magneto.
So it's about Genosha then?
Can't hear
What?
anything. It's his daughter.
Your audio's gone.
He said it's
I can't.
his daughter.
I can't hear your words.
I can hear him.
Nipples.
I hear
Okay.
everybody. Shut up. All right.
Okay.
All I hear is nipples.
All right. House of M. Got it.
House of M. All right. Cool.
All right, thank you.
With that, I'm not going to bring something up because we didn't talk about it, and we're going to figure it out next week. So, at BC Geeks, up in the top left corner over here, that is our Twitter, Blue Collar Geeks on Facebook, or Blue Collar Geeks Podcast fan page. Let us know if there's anything you want to hear us talk about, topics, games. We've been busy lately. We haven't really had time to coordinate schedules as far as Chris being stupid and looking like an idiot.
Okay, for real though, we always keep saying we're gonna stream our heist. We really need to make that happen someday, because
That's what
I'm
I'm saying.
about to bail on you guys
we've been
and
very
do it
busy.
anyway. So
I blame.
Yeah,
someone
well, you know what else sucks
in the
is
lower left
CenturyLink,
corner.
and that's Chris's internet.
There's someone named Mike. Tempe.
truth.
My shit
What about
works when we go on heists.
It did.
Where someone will text you and say, "Hey, are we gaming tonight?" and they get no response. So,
Well, that's because I was currently gaming, just not video gaming.
yeah. So,
These
yeah,
days.
I know there's an echo. Anyway, all those Blue Collar Geeks on YouTube. That's where you can check us out. Hammy has been actually nice enough to at least save some clips for me. I still have to go in and edit some shit. And Mike still has not gotten me any clips, and Chris, I don't care because he has no clips because he sucks. So that's where you can contact us if you have any criticism, advice, just want to tell us. That
Or if you
hate
want
us
to play
or
with
love
us.
that sounds
Facebook.
wrong. But
Sounds right to me.
yeah, you have a van. You're right.
Why was that wrong?
You know why. So
Meh.
more gameplay vids on YouTube. Yes, Neo. Unfortunately, I'm the one who kind of has pulled that straw, so I'm trying to get some of our stuff together. I have mine ready to go. I need just to grab these guys some videos. So
Hey, I saved them. That was as good as I can do.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
Amy, you're lazy. I will get yours. You probably have tomorrow off. I know you would work tomorrow. I have tomorrow off, so I might edit some of your shit tomorrow. But
Yeah.
anything else from
Facebook.
the group of people? I said Facebook.
Yeah,
Okay.
pay attention, bitch.
Right. Facebook.
Well, we are the Blue Collar Geeks, and we out.
Bye.